You know, a game like Battlefield 1943 is great when it's a balanceable, downloadable FPS game that can rival up to retail FPSs like Call of Duty, Halo, Crysis, and an affordable price for $15 or 1,200 Microsoft points, depending on which game console you have to get this excellent game on your system. This is Battlefield 1943 for the PS3 and Xbox 360. Now, there was originally going to be a PC version of 1943, but for some reason that I can't remember, DICE scrapped the idea of the PC version and instead must have focused their resources on Bad Company 2 or Battlefield 3 at the time of 2009 or 10. So this and Bad Company 1 are the only true Battlefield games with the core aspects of what makes Battlefield Battlefield, and no, Battlefield 2 Modern Combat does not count. Now, this and many of the Battlefield games, except for Battlefield Bad Company 1, 2, and Battlefield 3, had in no way a story at all. This game and many of the other games of the series, except for Bad Company 1, 2, and Battlefield 3, relied on the settings of the games to let you know who you are in that team, who the enemies are, and where you're fighting at. So, let's see. The title of the game is 1943, so in a way it's still World War II, making it a sequel to the first Battlefield game, 1942, even if they have no connection at all since there's no storyline out of it. But since it's World War II, we have to make it as a true sequel instead of Battlefield 2. So, okay then, we got two teams, the United States Marine Corps and the Imperial Japanese Navy, up to 24 soldiers battling in 4 arenas, controlling their pieces of land and shooting the air fleets for their nations. Now, the gameplay in Battlefield 1943 is like Bad Company 1, in a way utilizing the Frostbite engine for the use of environmental destruction on terrains. Now, just like in Bad Company 1 though, you can't completely destroy terrains and buildings. Yeah, you can blow up a wall of a building and such, but you can't destroy the entire building, like demolition it, the entire thing in the ground. Since maybe the Frostbite engine couldn't handle it, I guess. But even then, the Frostbite engine does eliminate the number of campers or people to just sit their asses on the buildings in the game, so it is a good engine to use. Now, like in any other Battlefield game, you have the signature Conquest mode, where you and your team must compete with each other to hold your pieces of land until the match is over. Now, unlike any other AAA FPS series in the market, the key to winning in Battlefield is not how many kills you get, but by using teamwork to get the objectives done. And if you and your buddy will have a blast with Conquest mode, especially when you're using a mic to increase your teamwork aspects. Now, a new game type mode added in 1943 called Air Superiority, where 2 teams are sent into the skies in jets to fight each other in the air. While it's no addictive Gold Rush mode from Bad Company 1, it's a decent mode that you'll like until maybe the first 2 matches or so. Since it's my experience, it just repeats itself. You get the jet, you shoot the enemies in the air, you go back to your base or boat so that you can regenerate your jet, and then you repeat it again and again. At least in Conquest mode, you can get the objectives in any sort of way, like go Rambo style, go in a tank, or hide, sneak through a ninja style to get the objectives done. Now, similar to the free-to-play Battlefield Heroes, 1943 only features 3 classes and a small number of maps, and 6 or more classes and maps than any other Battlefield game. Now, the classes are Infantryman, Rifleman, and the Scout to use their weapons and gears to finish the fight. The other meat of the Battlefield series is the use of vehicles. You get to use fighters, you get to use tanks, jeeps, and landing crafts, all in the power of your hands to use an advantage or disadvantage to carry other players to use in the battlefield. No pun intended. Now, the graphics in Battlefield 1943 are gorgeous, using the Frostbite engine to create great lighting effects to the green vegetations of Waki Island, Ganda Canal, to the sunsets of Iwo Jima, and the Coral Sea. Battlefield 1943 can compare itself to retail $60 game FPSs in quality. Now, there are some things that I encounter, I don't know if anyone did, but when I shoot like the enemies, sometimes there's like a black bar that comes into their bodies. I don't know if it was my copy of the game that I bought on PSN, but it does make it sort of funny, since it almost looks like I was playing Ken and Lynch 2 when the black bar came when I shoot the enemy's head. Now, the final verdict on Battlefield 1943 is, though there's little content that the game has on its modes, classes, vehicles, and maps, DICE has, however, balanced the game more than its predecessors of Bad Company 1, Battlefield 2, and all the expansion pack with Battlefield 1942. DICE has sort of made 1943 into a gateway for console gamers like me to become a Battlefield fan, just like how the original 1942 did for PC gamers. And DICE succeeded with that by making me a Battlefield fan when I bought this game for $15 on the PSN 2 years ago. Battlefield 1943 gets a highly recommended thumbs up. It's a must buy for any shooter fans out there. This is Battlefield Joe 97. Catch you guys later.